What do you get when you mix amazing design with the best available specifications available in the market? You get the HTC One X. What's happening, guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGyaan.in, and today we're going to be reviewing the new HTC One X. This is a beautiful device from HTC, and this is possibly the best available Android device in the market today if you look at the segment that it comes in. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. The price for this in the market is about 37,000 rupees, or about $699 US in India. Let's get into the full review, and we'll start with build quality. Let's talk about the build quality of the device. Now, on the back of the device, you have this super solid polycarbonate shell. Now, this shell is extremely solid and almost bulletproof, but it is very scratch friendly, so you have to be extra careful that you don't scratch the device. There are a bunch of covers available for the One X from the market, and HTC has also come out with kickstand covers, so those are going to be good because we're going to get into the display. So something like that with a nice kickstand is going to really make this device work well. So do invest in a cover for the back, especially if you've got the white color. You might get some scratches like the ones we've got over here. But apart from that, the camera lens is the only thing that is raised above the body, if you can see over there, and every time you put down your device, it hits the camera lens first. So the lens itself is kind of below the bezel, so there's no damage to the lens, but this metal bit is going to get scratched easily, although it seems to be of really nice quality. As you can see, the device is extremely slim and has this really nice curve to it, feels really good in the hand. And you can see the buttons over here, extremely tactile buttons. You can also see a nice green LED light over here that blinks from time to time. I don't know if you guys can see that. And this light also turns into orange while you're charging the device. It will show a green light once the device charge is complete. On the front over here is a 1.3 megapixel camera which does HD video calling, so that's exceptionally good. You do have tactile buttons all throughout, so you don't have a lot of physical buttons, just the volume rocker and the power lock and unlock button, both of which are really nice and tactile, no issues there. The back camera is an 8 megapixel f2 lens camera, really nice camera as well. A bit of disappointment with the camera, we'll talk about it when we get to the camera section. Microphone very receptive, and this is water resistant. The back speaker is water resistant. The front speaker grill is water resistant. The device itself is not water resistant, but this bit and the rear speaker along with the microphone, all three of these are water resistant. You do have the USB, micro USB charging and data syncing port on the left of the device, and you do have these 5 dots which are actually sync dots, and HTC is planning on coming out with a dock where you put the device down and it charges. We don't know if it's ever going to come to India, and we haven't really seen it, but that's what the dots are there for. The device does take a micro SIM card in this slot over here, so that is something that you need to know before you invest in this device. And before we get into the interface, let's talk a little bit about the specifications on the device. The device features a quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor or chipset or system on chip in this device. You also have a ULP GeForce GPU, which is also within the chipset. HTC has also added an additional 5th core to the chipset for better battery management. We don't think that's working too well, and we'll talk about it when we get to the battery section. But you do have 32 GB of inbuilt storage, 1 GB of RAM. All those things are exceptionally good. So in terms of that, the device is great. You'd also get 3G networks and HSDPA networks up to 21 megabytes per second for connection speeds. So in terms of that, that's also great. You can get the full spec list and the details on our website. The link is in the description below, and so go check that out if you're interested in the full spec list. Now, Android 4.0.3, which is the new iteration of ICS. And we do have a missed call over here, and you can see how it shows missed calls. And you can quickly drag a missed call into this circle to make a call back or to go into your call log. And as you can see, the nice animation for the HTC Sense. But before I talk about the home screen, let's talk about the lock screen. Now this is the lock screen. There you can see the animation for weather, and we've got the weather currently showing up on the lock screen over here. So let's quickly lock out and lock in and get out of there, and then go into the lock screen again. So now the lock screen, this time around when we lock, it shows the phone dialer, mail, messages, and camera. These are 4 shortcuts that you can set for your lock screen, and you can customize these shortcuts to whatever your most used applications may be. So that's exceptionally great. If you don't want to jump into an application, just pull out this ring into the center and it'll unlock the device and bring you to the main home screen. Now, just like any other HTC device, you get a total of 7 home screens over here, and we've got 5 running right now, and you can add an additional one to make it a total of 7, and that's the maximum you can add. You can also customize the position of the screens. You can bring this one here, you can bring this one here, and customize that according to your requirement. You can also delete something by simply holding on it and dropping it in the trash can on the top. You can also add more panels. So that's how you customize that, and then simply tapping on a panel will take you to that. So you can quickly from the first panel to the last panel in a jiffy instead of going like this. You can quickly jump from one panel to another. Again, you can see that we have really nice widgets that are available with the device. Now, I haven't installed any third-party widgets as of now. You can see all stock widgets over here, and you get a bunch of stock toggles that you can customize and put on your home screen according to your requirements. So that's exceptionally great. And you can also pull out your favorite apps to the home screen like we've done over here. And you can also pull out some widgets like the calculator and a bunch of other widgets that HTC has pre-installed on the device for your convenience. You have a bunch of calculators, you have a bunch of clocks, the FM radio, Facebook, Google Plus Photos. Again, these are some widgets that come with applications and some that come with HTC. So for example, we've got a music player which comes from HTC. We'll add that. And you get a people widget that comes from HTC. So you get tons and tons of widgets that HTC gives, as you can see over here. And you can put those, you can also put in apps, and you can also put in shortcuts to, for example, the settings app. And you can also create folders, which is massively impressive. So if you've got 2 apps on the main screen, you can just simply hold on one, put it next to the other, and it will create a nice folder for you. So you can then name the folder and call it anything that you want, and that becomes the name of the folder. And you can now add more apps to the folder or let it be the way it is. That will help you organize space on your home screen a little bit more. So that's the home screen. You can further customize the home screen by jumping into the settings panel over here and jumping into the personalized section. Once you get into the personalized section, you get a bunch of scene modes that are available. We are currently running the HTC scene, but you can get a social scene, a work scene, a play scene. And I've accidentally tapped on it because the device is very responsive, and you can see that we are in some other scene right now. I don't even know which one we've selected. I think this is the play scene. I'm gonna get back into settings, personalize, get back into scenes, and yeah, this is the play scene. You get a travel, and you can get more from the HTC hub. Currently we're not connected to Wi-Fi, but I'll just do that in fact. I'm gonna switch back to the HTC skin because I like that a little bit better than the rest of these. And let me quickly turn on Wi-Fi. Okay, so that was the scene modes, and you can see the skin modes as well. So what skin does is it lets your scene remain intact but changes the color elements of the skin. So now what you saw over there was a quick notification that I received about pin interest. So that's how notifications come in. They're unintrusive. They come on the top over here, and they give you a sound. If you want, you can turn off the sound as well. I'm just gonna turn the brightness to a little bit higher so that we can continue to see this device properly on screen. And we can also go back into multitasking. As you can see, this is a quick way to get back into your recent application, and it gives you a preview as well. So I come back into that, jump back into personalize, and continue to show you the personalization panel. So what Skin does is now it gives you color elements that you can set on the existing scene. So for example, if I want to continue with the HTC scene, but I want to change everything into matte black, I can go ahead and tap on that, and it will change everything into matte black and let my current scene be intact. So that's great. So you get a bunch of pre-configured customization options for the device, so that now you can see we've got a black wallpaper, and but my scene remains the same, and my home screen wallpaper remains the same, but the color of the ring has changed, and the color of the background, and the bottom bar, the status bar, everything else has changed. So let's get back into the settings panel once again and take a look at the rest of the things. You have locks, you have wallpapers, so you can go ahead and select wallpapers from a list of HTC wallpapers, a bunch of live wallpapers, your own picture gallery, or any third-party application that you may install to download wallpapers from. You can also get into the lock screen style and decide which lock screen you may like. So currently we have a standard lock screen, which is plain wallpaper, but you can get a productivity lock screen, which will give you your notifications on the front or your lock screen. You can also put a photo album there. You can also put your friend stream, so status updates from your friends. You can also put in your weather, your quick dialer for your people, and a clock and the stock market right there. So for example, if you want the stock market widget, you just do that, and once you unlock the device, now you'll see the stock market floating around on the front over here. So that's pretty cool. Again, this all depends on the kind of personalization you want to do. I don't need the stock market widget. I kind of prefer the weather widget. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the weather lock screen on the front over here, and it'll continue to show me the latest weather for my current location, which is great as well. Now, apart from the lock screen style, you can also get into lock screen shortcuts if you want those as well. So those four icons at the bottom of the bar, you can select whether you want those or not. You can also organize your home screen apps and widgets directly from here, which we opened up the screen by long pressing on any of the home screen panels. You can bring up the same screen for the customization of your home screen. Now, quickly getting into the phone dialer, this is the HTC dialer. You get your contact list over here, your recent calls as well, and you can quickly dial any number from here. Make a quick call, put it on the loudspeaker, bring up the... So speakerphone during call is exceptionally loud, no issues over there. The earpiece picks up, the earpiece has crystal clear audio, no problems, and the microphone picks up your audio without any issues. You're in your phone tab, you can go into people, groups, and call history. This is your call history over here. You can also hold down on these icons and rearrange their location if you like to do that. So if you want the phone dialer, and the call history together, you can simply rearrange it to show you that in that order. Now the next thing I'm going to do is quickly jump into messaging, not email. So quickly jump into messaging. All your messages are shown over here. They do come in threads, so you will not have any issues. You can continue to track your conversation in threads, almost like a chat. That's good. You can also search for messages and compose a new message, or look at the full menu where you can delete, backup, mark all as read, and do a bunch of other things with it. So if we go into compose message, you will see this really nice new design HTC Sense keyboard. Now this keyboard is exceptionally good and easy to type on. I did make one mistake, however, but as you can see, I can quickly use this drag handle and go back and correct my mistake without any issues. If I don't want to use the drag handle, I can also use these arrows at the bottom of the keyboard to quickly navigate on screen as well. So that's good. We also have a voice dictate over here, so I'm going to test that out as well. This is a test and it works wonderfully. You can also pull away the keyboard if you're done with it. You can bring it back up by simply tapping on that. Once you get into HTC Sense keyboard settings, you can also turn on a trace keyboard and also turn on keyboard toggle. So what that will do now is, if I come back into messaging and go into compose and go into compose over here, now you will be able to see that a trace keyboard is on and this works like swipe. So you can continue to write your message in your normal method, or you can continue to use trace. And it works well. You can also convert into landscape over here and it gives you this really nice keyboard again. Now this is much more easier to type, and the overall size of the screen kind of fits the hand properly. So this is an exceptionally great way to type on your device, and you still get a lot of screen on the top over here to read your message. It's not cramped like many other devices. So the horizontal keyboard is also great. The portrait keyboard is also excellent. No issues, no worries with the keyboard. Really like it. If you have any issues, if you don't like it, you can replace the keyboard with any other keyboard available from the Android marketplace. Easy download and replacement. No issues with that. One thing that I'd like to bring to notice is that every time you tap on these keys, it will give you a slight vibration on the device that gives you some sort of haptic feedback. You can go into keyboard settings and turn it off if you don't like it. Again, similarly with the bottom keys over here, you get a small slight vibration every time you tap on these keys. That is to define the fact that the device is getting a quick response from you.